everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Along with Piggy. Now, I figured out I figured I would start out right over here in this spot. If we, come on, the perfect example, can't parkour to save my life. Figured I would start out right over here so that you could get a context of where we're at. We're over here near the wood farm and the sawmill, and there is a beacon shooting up as far as the sky will allow. But that beacon's important. That beacon is going to be very important for the next couple of episodes. I see you, you sneaky creeper. Now he just walks out in the open like nothing was going on. I guess that's why they call you a creeper, right, Mr. Creeper? But in last episode, we defeated the Ocean Monument, which was pretty awesome. We almost got lost, but we managed to find our way out after we defeated all of the bad guys in there, the main bosses. So that is cleared. And what that means is, make sure I got everything. What that means is we only have one more glitch to deal with, one more boss for season 3. Which is the dreaded dragon over in the end. And so I figured for such an epic, huge fight, we need to make an epic, huge build. Gosh, it's just noisy over here. So we're going to be working on the biggest build this world has ever seen. Not the world in real life, but this Minecraft world is ever seen. And this is the beginnings of it. I know it doesn't look like much, right? Just a little bit of a tunnel. But trust me, this is only the first module. There are 2 modules. The other module is going to be about the same size. And this isn't even reflective of how big the build is going to be. This is just me laying out positioning of where different components are going to need to be at. I think this room right here, the interior, not the exterior, because the exterior is going to have a bunch of redstone, but the interior, I think it's like 81, or no, I'm sorry. The total volume, counting the edge where the redstone stops, it's 81 blocks by 81 blocks by 24 blocks tall, and then down that hallway is going to be another module, and it's going to be pretty close to that size as well. So we have a lot of building to do, and trust me, we are not trying to cram all of this into one episode. I'm letting you know up front, this is going to be a mega special 3-part episode, or 3-episode project that we're going to be working on this build, because I figured for the biggest battle in Minecraft, we need to have the biggest project. So things are going to be a little bit different. This is where the beacon is set up. So that gives you a little bit of point of reference of where we're at, underneath the ground, underneath the sawmill. And if I'm not mistaken, if we come up here and we look this direction, back there is the mine town. Is that correct? And then further that way is going to be the iron farm. This way moves out into the wilderness in the distance, the sawmill somewhere right over in there, and also the food farms with the villagers is right over there. So that kind of gives you an idea of layout, the orientation of how this build is going to be. But so usually in episodes, and I'm just going to start doing a little exploratory digging here. I think I need to measure out. See, it's 19 blocks long there, and then some measurements here. So what I'm going to have to do is actually go down in here and start digging this out. But let me just say this real quick, and then we'll move on. So in each episode, what I do is I make a project, and by the end of the episode, there is a project you as the viewer I want to complete. Tweet out the pictures to me so that way I can tweet to everybody else. If you've never watched an episode to the end, you've missed that part because that's always said at the end. But I invite you, the audience, to actually play along with me and follow the projects I'm doing. We're not going to be able to do that for the next 3 episodes because of so much work that's going to have to go into this build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until the very end, the very last of the 3, and that is when we're going to actually give out the call for this is the end of the project, and this is what I want you to do. So, just so you know, just so you have an idea of how epic and huge this is going to be. But I have talked for almost 6 minutes now and haven't really accomplished much. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to measure out a little bit more of this going in that direction so that I know where to start orientating and building and lining things up. And once I get something done, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to give you a semblance of what in the world we're doing and also a semblance of how enormous this thing is going to be. So stick around. You are not going to want to miss this. This is going to be epic. All right, everybody. I have managed to get a few things done, and I know from right here it looks like absolutely nothing has changed. But just trust Piggy. Trust Piggy. Oh, a lot has changed. I have actually been working on this structure for a whole week, and as I kept building and kept digging, I couldn't find a point where I could stop and show you something and feel comfortable with it. It was very claustrophobic and it was very much a mess. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm trying to tell you by how enormous this structure is. I haven't even bothered to clear out the center yet because that wasn't important for what I was trying to do here. But we have got one heck of a redstone build going on all throughout here. And I'm gonna show you what this does and explain to you why it's built the way it is. So we're gonna come right over here to this spot. Look at that conspicuous item right there. I guess you know what this is gonna be, huh? It's a brewing station of some kind. But here is what's happening. I have got this redstone system set up where we're going to drop ingredients into this top hopper. And when we drop an ingredient in here, watch, we're going to put a carrot in first. So the carrot dropped in, nothing happened, right? Okay. Well, every potion that I'm making takes 2 ingredients to make. We're not going to make every variation of a potion. We're going to make like the most powerful potions, and those take at least 2 ingredients each. So we're going to drop redstone in there, okay? So the redstone is stuck because the carrot is holding this slot so nothing else can drop in there. Well, since there is redstone here, this comparator is reading that, and it's sending out a signal. It's sending out an SOS. But this signal's going around through here, and it's powering that, which is pushing this piston forward, which is putting this block of redstone right here on this hopper. And at this hopper with redstone in it, whoop, that didn't work. Come here, you. You come here. Let's see here. If I don't want to start the brewing process yet, but I'll show you. I'm going to drop some bottles into the system. And come on, you. Take a look at the brewing stand. See how they're locked in there? That redstone block has that hopper locked where it won't pull items through. So what I found out was every single item that goes into the brewing stand cooks at the same length of time. So all I had to do is create a clock that counts. So now that the redstone is here, this power has shut off. So this comparator clock is counting down. And you watch that block. As soon as this starts to decompare, see how the light's fading on it? It's about to happen any second now. See how that moved? That moved, and it allowed this hopper to pull these bottles through right here. And now we've got 9 night vision potions sitting in here waiting to be used. Now, the other cool thing I came up with was if we put a comparator to the dropper, it's going to pull a signal. See how it's got power on it? That means that there's something in there. And if I put a redstone torch 5 pieces of redstone dust away, it subtracts just enough that when we get the amount of, see how that torch is on? There's nothing in there. So that signal is subtracting enough that even if we put, we'll put some items in here, the torch is still on because there's not enough items. Turn the comparator on. Comparator's still not coming on. How much? See, I don't have a bottle on me. Wow, come on, comparator. Do that and that. Why aren't you comparing? Okay, well, it was meant for bottles, so maybe that's the problem. But anyway, oh, let me see this. Let me take... Okay, that's what it is. You have to have enough in there for it to give out the signal. If it's anything less than the best, it's a felony. Is that how that works? But see how we removed the bottles? The torch is on. We can put 2 more bottles in there, and then a torch comes off. I might need to readjust that. But the way this thing's supposed to work is when there is 3 empty spots available. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the torch came on. Okay, so we put... well, then what in the world would... Okay, I just guess I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so it does work properly. But anyway, the way that this all works, the way this works is when there are 3 slots available, because 1 brewing stand makes 3 potions, that this becomes a potion that's valid. It needs to have a replacement made. And I need to get an empty hand so I don't take the potion, I take the potato. So when there are 3 slots available, this torch is going to come on, and it's going to send a signal to the system to send ingredients to this station to make 3 more night vision potions. And as soon as 3 more get made, it'll shut that torch off, and this thing doesn't need any more potions. So every time that this potion comes up for the system to be made, it's going to say, nope, no, don't need any. We're full. Trust me. There's no room. If you make more potions, it's just going to back up the system, so don't do it. So that's what this little setup is. And then these droppers or dispensers, I can never remember. I always get them mixed up. So the way this is going to work is, see how that's empty? I'm going to step over it, and that's going to send a pulse that pushes a bottle up. And now that that system is primed, whenever we want a bottle of night vision, we'll just walk by, and there you go. We've got night vision potion, which is awesome. And the next one will be ready to be served. So that's what I got going on. That is what this whole system is about. That's what this room is about. And like I said, I have decided that I am going to embrace the quirkiness that is how I build. Instead of being so concerned with super mega compact systems, like I've seen people come up with could have swore I saw a skeleton wandering around over there. But I've seen people come up with systems that will make every single potion that's about half to a quarter of the length of this wall. But the problem is that you have to go over and you have to flick levers to select the potion to say which one you want to make, and then it has to make the whole thing for you. And, I'm just one player. I don't need thousands of potions. I just want certain potions to be made. So I figured I would make a station for... I need to put up the chest and stuff for all those things. I haven't done that yet. I got to remember to do that. But I wanted a station for each potion that I'm going to want. And I'm not too worried about using up size. I mean, this is like 30 million blocks by 30 million blocks available in the world. So we're not too worried about running out of space. It's just, do you want to dedicate the time to the project? And I don't mind. I don't mind dedicating time to this. I want it to work a certain way. I want it to look a certain way, so I'm just not worried about it. I know some people get bent out of shape about that, but I don't. So, I know what you're thinking, Piggy. You haven't really shown us a lot of progress, but trust me, there is so much more to do. I have got some redstone components that have got to go into the middle of the room, because we have to have a way to add blaze powder to the system. Let me show you this, just in case y'all may not know. In newer versions of Minecraft, you now have to put blaze powder into your brewing stand to get it to brew. So we have to have a way to send blaze powder to the system, which is what this configuration right here does. This set of hoppers right here is going to accept input for bottles, and then this hopper accepts input for ingredients. So what I've got to do, there's going to be a redstone component in the middle for the blaze powder, and then we have to have a distribution system that's going to come from the second module, which is the storage system for all the ingredients, and it's going to send the ingredients via a water chute over here, and it's going to be able to flow through the entire machine until it finds the potion station, we can call it that, until it finds the potion station that is next in line to be made. So that's what we got to do. So I still got a lot of building to do. And the decorative part in here, I'm not even going to try and accomplish the decorative part yet. Now, I know what you're probably wondering. What are these droppers for? They're not for anything. They're for decoration. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And trust me, all this nasty, ugly glowstone is going to get hidden. That's going to go away. This will look nice. It'll look nice when I'm done with it. Trust me. Right now, it looks like a little bit of a repetitive eyesore. But you just trust Piggy. Just trust Piggy and stick around. I'm going to get all this stuff taken care of. So I'm going to start working a little bit more. I'm going to get these water chutes figured out. I'm going to get that distribution system in the middle figured out. And we're probably going to have to move this beacon vertically because it's going to be in the way. This floor right here is going to extend all the way out. So I'll definitely need to move the beacon, but we'll have to figure that out. I may move it closer to the hallway just so it's out of the room. But we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. So I'm going to get to working, and when I get some more done, I will bring you back, and I will show you the next piece of the puzzle. All right, everybody. You can see that things look just a little bit different, don't they? I have gone ahead and worked on the opening through here, opened that up, and I went ahead and did the walls. You can't really see them too much. Can you see it through here? You can kind of see it through here. You can see up in there. That's all the way around because I needed to figure out how to configure all this stuff. So I'm going to jump down here. Whoop. I needed to figure out how to configure all this stuff. So I needed to know, where the walls were going to be and what the size was going to be. So I've gotten that done. How far around did I go on this thing? I can't remember. I think I did this turn, and then I kind of stopped. Yeah. So I've got all of this that I've got. So that is that side and this side. So I have to clear out that side, and then turn one more time and about half of that edge. So at least 50% of that upper part still needs to be done. There's a lot of digging and a lot of half slabbing. And then I got to go back and tear up stuff to make these things fit. Because what this is going to do, it's going to accept an input from a storage system for ingredients that are going to go to a potion. And the way that this is set up is, like right now, this is the end of the line. So if the ingredients made it this far, they're just going to drop down this chute and go straight to the brewing stand. But watch what happens. So I've got this iron trap door and this iron trap door. And when we flip the lever, whoop, it's like a magic trick. Now all of a sudden, the stuff that'll be flowing through here, it's going to hit that solid wall. The trap door's open, and it's just going to fall down in there. And we're going to have water pushing it along. So it's not going to get hung up on this edge. It'll definitely move forward and drop. And then the same thing's happening up here. We have a blockage, and the trapdoor opens. And see how we've got glass over here? Well, eventually this is all going to be sealed up. So we won't have to worry about items flinging and flying out and going everywhere. But let me show you the one other thing that I've finished. Come on, you. Get down there. You notice the minecart track, right? So I've got this little system set up. This is very similar to the cooker that we've got, the mass cooker. You send items down, and the items get registered in the hopper, and it sends a signal over here, which pushes the track forward, makes this now a hill, and the minecart takes off. And then a few seconds later, this track resets because this has already been retracted, and the track goes flat again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let's see here, we want to do this in multiples of 19, I think it was. Come on, you. I should have prepped for this. 2 more. Will that do it? 18. And we'll leave 1 behind. Okay, so I am going to put 19 pieces of blaze powder in here. And see how that system reset itself? So now that minecart has taken off, and it's going around the entire build, dropping off 1 piece of glowstone dust at each brewing stand, and it's going to eventually make its way back right over here. And if there's any dust left in the minecart, or if there's any dust to be dropped in, this system will register it and it will send the minecart on its way again. Here it comes, but it should just stop. It should be empty. It is. Check that out. So we have a way to, let's get out of here. That's what we need, is a way to get out of here. But I have a way where right here, I can put blaze powder inside. I'll show you. Let's do another multiple of 19. I think that's the way to say it. Not a multiple, but just a grouping of 19. So we'll put those in there. And that's not taking the stuff down. That's very weird. What's going on here? I didn't test that out. Huh. Now, I do know that my world has been acting very weird where sometimes hoppers don't want to work correctly. So maybe that's what's going on. I'll have to investigate and figure out what the problem is. But this is going to be today's episode. This is part 1 of the mega build that we've got going on. I've managed to get all this work done. This has taken me twice as long as it normally takes for an episode. So if you're watching this in real time, you know I've missed a few weeks of putting out an episode because I'm working on this. And I think these episodes are going to kind of be like this because there is a whole bunch of stuff up above that still needs to be built, and then that's going to be this module. And then I have one more module way over there for storage that's going to be just as massive as this. So, like I said, save your project. Save your project. I'm going to wait till we get to the end of this one, and then we will do the tweet out project. So, very strange ending this episode this way. I've never done this before for this series, but I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please click like, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you in the next episode.